Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm live. I know we're a little bit later than normal, but I wanted to go on, and then I had to watch. I had to watch the. My governor came on, so I wanted to watch to see what's happening. Because of the quarantine, because I live in a state where the quarantine is really bad. Yes, I live in New York, so I wanted to see what the governor had said. Today we will be covering new books, and then I had to make lunch, and then my mother wanted to use the computer, so then I started doing some diamond painting. I was working on the Victoria Moon diamond painting. Hello, beautiful person. Hello, T Mac. How are you? So today I have some new books to show. One in here I may have already shown, maybe two I've already shown. So this is everything that's come so far. I think I have two more things coming. Everything else I have is marker refills coming, or just things in general that I need for the house here and there. So it's not like it's like new stuff. So the first book that we are going to be going through is Quarantine Queens, a coloring book for your best social distancing. And this was very affordable. I think, what was it, like it was under $7 for this. So this is Quarantine Queens. Yeah, something that we could all use. Exactly. So, you got to take this seriously. We got to do this right, according to our governors. Well, my governor said he wants to do it in a way that's, responsible, and do it in a way where they won't raise the infection rate. So, this is Quarantine Queens. This is a coloring book for your best social distancing. I like this because it's just cute and fun. Okay. He called that a finely chopped salad. Like that. Hello, Melissa. How are you? And then we got this little phone. This is from the Quarantine Queens. I like that. Hey, babe, what's up? Sorry, I'm social distancing ATM at the moment. That's fun. Then you get the people with the yoga. I just think this is a cute book in general. I just think it's one of those better when we're not together. I just thought that was funny. She's coming on to the delivery man. Now, what day is it? This is the way that I really feel sometimes about the quarantine. What day is it? I just think this is funny. Today's screen time. Key. Stalking my ex. Add and close the cart. That I'll never actually buy. Opening, closing apps. Reading my horoscope. Tracking my food. Dog meals. Total screen time 24 hours. I like that. These are cute and funny. I don't know, because the cat makes me think of Anne. For whatever reason, the cat just makes me think of Anne, or anybody who's a cat person. Loungewear chill. Thought this was cute. These are really cute. Everybody say hello and give a big thumbs up. That helps us with the thing. I just think this is really a cute book. Look, this is funny because I just think this is a really cute little book. This would be me and my mother on our phones, I think. Hi, Lily. How are you? This is the Quarantine Queens coloring book that I got. This one I saw when I was buying something else. 3 of these books were enabled by someone else. So. I have 2 more books coming, but they haven't arrived yet, because of the way Amazon is right now. So. So, I just. And then you can use these last pages as this last page as a tested page. This. And the name of this one is called Quarantine Queens. I thought that was funny. Now, some of you have already seen this one. This one is called Chill Out in Paris, adult coloring book by Demeter Victoria. Now, a lot of you know that I am a big fan of Demeter Victoria. If you guys know anything about me, I color a tremendous amount of her books. Like, you guys know that I love this woman's art, especially her portraits, I should say. This one is like you chill out in paper. You can use markers on this. She gives two versions of each image. Would I say that this one is grayscale? This one is more, how should I put it? This one is more line art. Will be flip throughs probably of all these books except one, which we will probably color in. You guys will probably select the book that, most of her books are grayscale or similar style grayscale. She has two versions of each picture, so you get to do every picture twice. Kind of like what Jade Summer does in her books. So, it's a really pretty. I know I wasn't scheduled to go on this kind of like, now I'm just doing it impromptu, not having a schedule, which is proven to be a lot easier for me not having a schedule because then, I can go on when I want to go on. And I try not to go on when anybody else is going on. Funny you should mention that one, Lily. Look what's underneath it. This is a nice one. I like this one. I just wish it wasn't as, because I love Demeter Victoria. Is this my favorite by her? No. I think the last one she did, the Fantastic Beauty from Bachille, is one of my favorites. And then she did another one called Classy Princessa. I think Classy Princessa and Fantastic Beauty is two of my favorite books of her because they just got some great portraits. She does great portraits. She does really great artwork in her own. Lily's funny because she like things like this. I was going through my pictures the other day. From 2015, I moved all my pictures from 2015 out of my storage, but I made sure I put them on a CD drive or DVD because the DVDs hold more room. So that way I would have them forever on a disc. So there's two versions of this. So you have the second version, but I'm not going to show you the second version because it's the exact same pictures. What I like about this book is that all the backgrounds are black, so you can use marker, but I would just put black paper so nothing bleeds through to the other side. Believe me, I've done stupid things where things have bled through to the other side. These are like much more realistic. You know what? I see myself like this. This is like a typical New Yorker subway. Like you could put this and make this into a New York subway if you wanted to make it a New York subway. That Classy Princessa book is awesome. Then you get the second version, but I'm not going to show you the second version. And Lily. Now, the next three books were enabled by Miss Anne of A Colorful Life. Now, Miss Anne shows books, and then I'm like, I must have those books because I want them. And you guys know that I have certain things I like to color from, certain things I do not. Yes, Miss Anne enabled this. I saw this and I immediately fell in love with this. So this is Intricate Flowers by Jade Summer. These will have flip throughs. Hopefully, I'll have flip throughs of them on the side. If not, you guys get first look because these just came in a little bit ago. So this, except for the Classy Princess, except for the Demeter Victoria one. I might have shown that on another stream, but aren't these pretty? These are nice. I like Jade Summer because they always have some pretty images. Yeah, she is an enabler, and is Miss Colorful Life is an enabler. But then again, she says that I've enabled a few of her purchases too. So I say we all enable each other in the community. We're all enablers of each other. Aren't these pretty? She's good at enabling. Like, I like these because you could do a lot with these. These kind of remind me of a little bit of mandalas, but only with flowers. You think of it, it's very reminiscent of flower mandalas. The style is nice. It's Jade Summer style, but it's similar to what I see in Christine Karen, Camellia Angelikova. Who's the other one that does all that flower stuff? Camilla Angelikova, C.L. Aldridge. You know, there's a lot of people who do flower stuff in the comic book community, but there's always people. Maybe even a little Johanna, but I don't see Johanna in it. I like these because these are fun. These will be fun to do. They're all black pages, so you could. I would have to actually see what pictures are in it before I bought it because, you know, I have so many Jade Summers that I only want to get books that either are new or I want to get the grayscale versions of them. Like if it's kawaii horror, I would rather get it in a grayscale book before I get it in a line art book because, quite frankly, I like her grayscale a lot better. That's just a personal opinion. It's my opinion, but and that's not to say that it's not to everybody's taste. I'm a grayscale girl. I love grayscale. Doesn't mean that I don't like a good piece of line art either. And I'm not being a snob that I say, oh, I'll only color grayscale pictures. That's not true. That's pretty, right? Well, you know what you could do with these? I've seen some people do this. What they do is they color in this book, they take the pages out, and they make it into either like they frame the picture or they put it in like some kind of journal. Ooh, that's pretty. You could do that really nice. Ooh, I already am seeing pinks and purples in my mind with this one. Same colors, certain pictures you just like go yellow, orange, pink, red, purple, blue. It would make a nice wallpaper. Aren't they pretty? I love flowers. You know, you could do all kinds of things with this. I saw somebody do this pattern and they colored it and then they put it in their junk journal. Or they made a cover out of it. They made a whole book cover out of it. They made a Kindle cover out of it. They colored it, then they took it to their store and had the guy make some kind of pattern or cover for their Kindle, and they made it into a cover for their Kindle, which I thought was an interesting way of doing it. Well, these are called intricate flowers because they'll take you some time to do. You know, they look simple, they're not simple. These are pretty. That's pretty. I see red and pink. That's nice. That's nice too. Flowers are pretty. Wow, I'm thinking maybe there isn't duplicates in this because you know usually in a Jade Summer you get like what do they call it too? And if you're wondering what this green stuff is, it's just hand sanitizer. I keep 50 images and no repeat. Normally she gives you 2 of everything, so I'm kind of surprised. Sometimes they do that. Like I have some of the old Jade Summer books. This was during the days when they would give you digital ones. Now they don't give you digital ones, which I'm kind of sad about not giving you digital copies anymore. I loved when they used to do the digital copies. See, these are really pretty. They're like so intricate. Like some of these, it doesn't matter how you hold them because they'll just be like. They remind me of mandalas almost because of the patterns that they make, like a repeated pattern. These are pretty. Yeah, because they could print them out and your paper you liked, if you liked an image, I miss them doing that. I wish they had done that with some of their grayscales. Because those grayscales are awesome, some of them. Some of the grayscale images I like more than others. Then you get your mailing list, all that other stuff. And this gives you a bonus page. This is the intricate mandalas. So that would be the end of that. So get that. Now the next book was also enabled by Miss Anne, and as you can tell, I still have the plastic on it. Yeah, that's funny. Hi, Nellie. Yeah, because I still have the. Still have. I still have the digital. I still have the plastic on this. When they came in, they didn't come in like they normally would come in. They came on differently. So I kind of thought maybe they were a comic book when they came in because, when you press them in, they're so hard. So you're like, ah. So this also was enabled by Miss Anne. I should call this the stream where it was enabled by Anne to make these purchases. So this one is called Blissful Scenes. Now, what I like about the color rates are they're nice and spiral bound, so they're really good. And plus, they work really well with markers. The paper on this is really very high quality paper. So then you get Blissful Scenes Volume 2. This is the first edition. This is the 31st book in there because they say coloring book number 31. Then they give you a message from the artist. So this paper is very different than the other colored papers. Like, it feels smooth, it feels different. So I'm not sure if they've switched over to a new paper because the paper in the other colored books is much different than this. So this book belongs to. Then this is your blotter page, but they give you tips here, so you take out the blotter page later on. So some of you may have seen this on Miss Anne's channel, which is where I first saw this book. So, but the paper is very different. It's a smoother paper. It's not as glossy as the old paper. So they've changed the paper. I can feel the difference in the paper. So, paper is different. That's cute. I'm not really a big animal fan. I have to look up what color those are. Like the girl on the horse. That's nice. I could see us all doing something like this for the channel. That's nice. Sorry, I'm just doing that because I think I want to color that. See, this is nice. These are nice images. And for $20, they are $20 now, the colored books, but they're really, here's the thing that you got to remember, you're paying for the quality of the pictures and the quality of the book. So think about that. Plus, you get a lot of pictures in these books, and you get 50 of them. So if you think about that, really, that's like 40 cents an image. I think so. I think it's really worth it. See, that's nice too. You could have a nice party here. These are the really nice books. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like the colored books because they're too much money." But you know, here's the thing: you got to keep in mind when you buy them. You're buying the quality. You're not buying the quantity of the book. You know, people go, "Oh, I just don't like them." You know, here's the thing. I'm starting to get over my. I'm just starting now to get over my fear of coloring animals. Of course, my mother's phone has to be ringing. I hate my mother's phone so much. Can't even tell you how much I hate my mother's phone. This one. That's two. I like that one. These are nice. See, there's some really nice ones in here. And I don't have my little things. So you get some nice stuff in here. See, here's one where you can get a nice ice cream. Things like that. Or you could get like nice little scones and all these other things with them. Coffee and scones, and I think these are pancakes and all these other things. Oh, that looks fun too, like burger or drink and a pop and the water with ice or lemonade and do french fries, burgers. That'd be nice to color. But I'm not a food, like I know a lot of people who are foodie colorists, as we call them food colorists. Yes, there's people who color specifically in the community who do lovely jobs with food. I do not do a good job with food. So that's that. Well, that's nice too. I would like to have a nice massage. That's pretty. I think this is the back cover of this book. Nice picnic. Oh, I like that with the spaghetti, and I think this would be another spaghetti, but you could have salad with that as well. Oh, there's pretty flowers. Oh, then you get a wedding with the dog. I think that's really nice. That's if they're at a wedding or something. Then that's the last page, and then you get the back cover. You get a nice back cover of that. So you could have some nice pictures there. Or you could do $90. This is another one that was enabled by Miss. As you can see, I still have the plastic on it. Yeah, I like mandalas. I started liking patterns again. For whatever reason, I used to not color a lot of patterns, but now all of a sudden I want to color them again, patterns. I don't know what has happened to make that happen. And a lot of, one of the other things, guys, is I bought a purple pillow. Worked phenomenal. Guys, I cannot tell you how different the pillow worked. Like, I've always had a problem keeping my head right because I have sinus issues and allergy issues. So, as you guys can tell, and I cleaned up this a little bit more today. So, I mean, a few days ago. So this is volume 3. This also has different paper than the old paper, which is totally different. So this is volume 3. This is the first edition. Sometimes they print more than one edition because sometimes the books become extremely popular. Oh, I like that. Then they give you a blotter page. Like most of the colored books give you blotter pages, so that's always a good thing. But that's an interesting one. A little more whimsy than I like. But these are really nice books. Like that. I think we're going to color something from the Blissful Scenes. Or maybe a mandala. Depends on what I want to do with it. Ooh, I like the full page ones. But sometimes I like ones like this because sometimes you know you don't feel like coloring a big thing, but sometimes you want something that's more in the middle. That's nice too. I like this one. I like that one. What? Most of the colored books are this, but the last two colored books that I've gotten, the one that I showed before, Blissful Seeds, and this one, the paper is very different. Like, I think you could still use marker, but the paper is very different. Like, it's a different feel than the old paper. Most of them are this size. I think almost all of them are this size, but still they are a good quality book to have. Nothing too busy, as I say. That's nice. They get more and more interesting. Like some of them are really complicated, and then there's some simpler ones. I like that one too. Oh, that's an interesting one. I just like looking at them. You guys get the flip throughs. I might not do flip throughs because I'm showing you guys the flip throughs of these books. So most of them are this size now, but they are $20, so they are a little bit on the pricier side. Some people say, "Oh, I didn't like them because they're too pricey." But you know, when people complain that something's too pricey, yeah, they do have a darker line art than the other mandalas I noticed. The other mandalas seem a little bit lighter, but they still have dark enough line art. But you know, you get what you pay for. You know, there's an expression, you get what you pay for. You know, and I think when you buy a colored book, you're buying the quality. You're buying the quality, but you're also buying the quantity. Some people have said, "Oh, I don't like their artwork." You know, it's not for everybody, but I think Colorit makes a great product in itself, just in the way they do, and they try to be creative about how they do it. Mm-hmm. Next one. So, you know, everybody has a different opinion about what makes a coloring book great in their opinion. I think this is the last page, but I like this full line art because it's nice to do. Sometimes you want something in the middle. Sometimes you want something big, you know. I think this is a nice selection of things. Plus, they all come with blotter pages. But I really like that treehouse that I saw. I think I'm going to do the treehouse because I want to work with markers today. We're going to do this. I like this house. I also like this one, but there was one with a pond in it that I saw that I really liked. I like this one, but there was one with a river in it that I liked. Okay, for it. This is the Blissful Scenes. Like this one. Guys, I'm just going to rip out the blotter page. Oh, it's not a Night King, it's a Game of Thrones t-shirt. You guys can't really see it, but I'm just going to show you the shirt. See, it has everybody on it. It has a lot of people on it. Night King, the Daenerys Targaryen, Tyrion Lannister, Jon Snow, Tormund Bearsbane. Just so you guys can see what it looks like. I am a big Game of Thrones fan, so yes. Look at the water page. So you guys go back to that. We are going to be coloring this. So we will see how my Copics work on this. Yes, we are using the Copics. This is a brand new color. This is called BG45. It is Nile Blue. So, for those who are big Game of Thrones fans, I am a big Game of Thrones fan. I am also a huge wrestling fan, so sometimes I will come on with the wrestling t-shirt. This is BG45. So far, it seems to work very well. Yeah, Tyrion was a great character. I just got upset at the end of the show. I didn't like what they did with season 8 and how they changed Daenerys' character so totally utterly. So this is a color. I'm still waiting on the refill for this. So this is the first picture in this book. I can use it for color your horde. There was a lot of books in that pile that you guys just saw. Tell you the paper is much different than it was before. Um, it's still a nice paper. But before the paper seemed, I hate to say this, glossier. You know, it's like you fall in love with a character and then they kind of like, I don't know what they were thinking that last season with what the way they turned that story. In my mind, I would have written it totally different. To me, I think they needed more episodes, frankly, to wrap it up. I would have been happy with 10 episodes, to tell you the truth, instead of the 6. I think, what did we get, 6 episodes? Or did we get 7 episodes? I think it was 6 episodes. And I would have made the finale 2 hours long. I didn't like the end. I didn't like the way that played out. It's hard because you fall in love with a series and then, you didn't like the way it ended. Didn't mean it wasn't a great series, but just that last season I could have done. I think they should have spent more time writing it and doing it in a way that would have made the fans happy. But then again, they said, well, this isn't a story for fans. And I'm like, excuse me, fans make the show successful. I know. It's like, why did they do that? Did they have to really ruin it because they didn't want her to be on the throne? You know, anything the fans like they ruin. You know, it's like come on. They don't want fans to be happy. I have this theory that they don't. Are these meant to be flowers or are they meant to be leaves? Oh, what's the sign of a juicy marker, everybody? Then I'll make this hash lavender. Real job. Except, this is not a problem. You have a big It's like, you get into these series. Refilling the marker, guys, so it takes time to fill it. There it goes. We're just refilling it. You need to have those, but it takes so long to get them. Everything seems to be taking longer. They may not be essential essential to us. When I try to buy them, I try to also buy new things. What part of the blanket? I think that's part of it. Then, everything seems to be taking so long. Oh, guys, if you ever notice that your marker tip gets dry with the Copics, here's what you do with it. You take it, put it on this thing here. This is called the trick. And this is why you have to have that. Sometimes you mess up. Because of that, I do not have my Copics thingy. Yeah. And how do we fix this? Yeah, everything is in my thing. So now it'll be at my hand. So when I get off the screen, that's the plastic thing I had. That way I won't damage the book. That's how you do it sometimes I mess up. some people say, oh, this is why you don't want to get the cookbooks, but they're worth it in my opinion. I must say this new paper is weird. The new paper is different than the old paper. The old paper was nice. It was easier, in my opinion, for my first. Let's say that this isn't. This is a much smoother paper. I know what you mean, but the thing is that we have to wait, and then there's also this thing called import. They have to clear customs. Even when they get here, it's going to be another week because they have to clear at least another week to 2 weeks when they get into the U.S. system, because then they have to go through the customs. So I'd say 2, 3 more weeks. But me and my mother we were discussing. Hello, Shara. We're coloring from Blissful Scenes 2. This is one of my new books. You missed on more. I got like 5 new books, so this is one of the new books I'm coloring in with. And I'm coloring in with my Copics. This scene is from Blissful Scenes 2. The paper is very different in the new color it books. Like the Mandalas 3 and this one are much different colors than the other ones. I'm thinking because I want to do it in Dunleary, it needs to be a dark blue. Dunleary something. Dark blue. I don't know if I have a dark blue, but I might. If I don't have a dark blue, then I have to do what's a marine color. Yeah, it's good. And I don't have refills for either one of these. So let's see what colors come out of this. Yesterday we had a whole thing on, the other day we had a whole thing on blues. Trying to find the right blue. That's too white. This is perfect. I need to get the refill for this too, but they're out of it. I know, because of the COVID stuff. And it's going to be like that for a while, guys. Everything is going to take a while longer. Here's a pretty book. I got enabled by Miss Anne. 3 of the books in the hall this time around were enabled by Miss Anne. You know, a lot of you guys were thinking that I was going to do something from Kirby today, which was the next time we'll do Kirby. Today we'll focus in on this book. Just a little change of style. I know Miss Shelley. Well, here's the thing, Shara. I've been ordering them from Scrapbook Pal, but I've ordered them via Amazon, and Amazon's using them as a third party, even though it's like a first place. The other company that does stuff, not Jerry's Art Rama, but there's a company called Lightning Comic International. I got my refills. I ordered them like 3 weeks ago, and I finally got 3 of the refills I ordered. The Copics. Another raw silk because I use that a lot for skin tone. So they're really good, but sometimes when you buy stuff on Amazon, especially the Copic markers and the refills, here's the thing for Copics and the refills. When you buy the refills, first they're expensive, but after you have used the Copics and the refills for a while, they actually are not that expensive. I mean, yeah, they're expensive to get at first. When you're getting the colors that you want, yeah, they're expensive at first, but they actually reason out to be about what someone told me what they reason out to be after a few refills. I think everything is cool, so. But you still have online ordering. But they're also right now in the middle. Not a lot of people know this, but they're out in the middle right now of retooling the refills, and of course they're going to be a lot less money, but they're going to be also a lot smaller. Like this is what the let me show you what a typical size of a refill looks like for the Copics. Now this is what this is the refill for Copic looks like. Now I've heard they're going to make them half this size, and so yeah, I placed an order too recently with some stuff because I ran out of a Faber Castell. I ran out of a Faber Castell pencil, so I had to order 3 different copies of it. Now this is like mahogany. Caribe Cocoa. Well, here's the thing you gotta remember. April is here. Yay! Hi, April. Yeah, April Sarah does some terrific work with guys. If you haven't checked out April Sarah's channel, check it out. This is Caribe Cocoa. If you haven't checked out April's channel, please do so. She does some wonderful, wonderful stuff out of Kirby's books. And she does some terrific work with Copics, guys. I really love her work with the Copics, especially that one she did with all the crystals stream. Yeah, she did like all the strips. They really and you know what helps me too with the prices, guys. If you could get this app, it's called Honey. It's one of my favorite apps in the whole entire world to use because when I go shopping for anything, um, I go to Honey. Like recently, which book did you order? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were talking about the one that. Who was the one that was looking for Romantic Country 3? Was it in this stream or was it in Michelle's stream? Someone was looking for it. And they said they couldn't find Romantic Country 3, that it's out of print. Someone was looking for it. Mm-hmm. A lot of times I have to go to Amazon. You know, when I'm ordering Japanese books, I go to Amazon Japan. Now, like, guys, you can order the Japanese, the Korean, the Asian books off of Yes Asia or AliExpress, but I don't like ordering from Alibaba for a couple of reasons. Or AliExpress, as it's known. There's a reason why I don't like ordering from Alibaba, and this is just a personal thing. If you guys like want the Japanese or the Asian coloring books, the best place to go is Etsy, either through Moon of Cool Craft Book or June of 70 East Books are the best places to go for those Japanese books on Etsy. It is a little pricey, I'm not going to lie. Or you go to Amazon Japan if you can buy from Amazon Japan, but sometimes ordering from Amazon Japan is painstakingly difficult. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons why I don't order from AliExpress is because every time that I've ordered a book, and now this is not to say that your experience would be different than mine, because I think everybody's experience is a little bit different when they order books from different companies. Everybody has a different experience, but I've never had a good experience from Alibaba. The books come damaged, they come ripped, or the spine is not right when I order from the book. So if I'm going to spend that much money on a book, I don't want the spines. But when I buy on Alibaba, it's a lot or you know, Have you tried looking Amazon in Italy for the Cinderella book by Fabiana Altanazzi? Because sometimes they have it on Amazon Italy. I know Fabiana has an Etsy store now. Yes, Fabiana has an Etsy store. I have that one. I like that pictures of that, but I had a very hard time getting it. Um, the Heritage book was hard to get because I tried ordering from Amazon Japan, and they kept telling me, "Oh, we can't deliver um, the book because it's not a, we can't deliver to your region for some weird reason." And then they can deliver other books, yet it's the same shop I'm shopping. So I don't know if it's a distribution issue or what the issue is with the book. No, I was spending an hour diamond painting because my mother wanted to do some work on the computer, and now she goes, "Oh, I need you to help me do some scanning." Okay. Just sometimes my mother is like, "Ugh." Some books just become hard to get. I don't know why, but I guess they really become so hard to get. Hold on. What is the number? Yes, and I keep going. So, I'm refilling it. I wouldn't pay that much money for a book. I'm sorry, no book is worth $50 to me. And I'll tell you right now, Serene was the most expensive book I ever bought at $42. But that was because it was Nicholas Wilbur and the pictures were outstanding in that. I won't pay more than 43 ever for a book. I will never pay. I wouldn't pay that much money for a book. I'm sorry, the most I'll ever pay is like 43 for a book. And that was my Serene. I'll tell you that right now. And everybody goes, "Oh, your Jane, you paid like 40 for your Jane Eyre Pancakes." I go, "No, I didn't pay 40 for my Jane Eyre Pancakes because I actually went to Jane Eyre Pancakes. One of my Jane Eyre Pancakes was given to me for review, and I did do a review of that book. The second book, this first Jane Hankins book, I paid like, what did I pay? Like 32 for it, but I went to her website, which had a cheaper price for the book than what I paid for it on Amazon. Sometimes, if you go to an artist's website and they have their book on sale on Amazon, they actually sometimes have their book on their websites. Like Linda Ravenscroft books, you can only get them on her website. They're expensive, but they're beautiful, and they're worth the price in my mind. Are they pricey? Yes. I'm not gonna lie, not everything, but part of this is taste. This is a much smoother paper than the last one. Oh, that's very nice. think the tip is getting dry. I don't like when my tips get dry. Oh, there's my thingamajig. There's my monster tweezer. No, I remember when I first got my Copics, I said I wasn't going to get a chart to do it, but then I got the chart because I realized I was getting too many of them, that I needed a way to keep track of which colors I had. Mm-hmm. You know, I wanted a way to track my colors, so whenever I get a new color or something here, I get this chart here. This is the Copic chart, and it's a really good chart, guys. If you haven't gotten the Copic chart, you guys need to get the chart if you ever get Copics, just so you can have an idea what the colors are and how the hex chart works. For me, I don't have, this is what I have in Copic so far, so for me, I still am missing colors, like I'm missing some colors. This part here, and this part here. So everything is different, you know, when you start getting into the colors. And it's a good way to see. It's a good way to see which colors work well together and which colors are similar. I don't have that many. You know, I think, what is it, like 300 something colors? Someone told me 330 colors in the Copic symbol. You know, here's my philosophy. Some of the colors are so similar. Those are different, but I colored that mostly. I actually finished that book. I have to do a finished flip through of that book, actually, at some point. I finished 2 coloring books this year so far, so. And it was like, oh, yay! Mm-hmm. And I am getting the acid yellow color, but I just have to wait to get it because I saw it on. I am getting the acid yellow color because I saw it on Mary and Tanya's stream. This is YG17. This is Grassroots. That's a lot. What are your favorite colors, or do you think I need more colors? I did order some colors from Flick, so those should be coming soon. As soon as those come, I'll figure out what refills I need because the Flicks are being Dick Flick through their website are being a little stingy on what they offer in refills. Here's a nice way to do. Like if you look at this chart, this is my personal chart of everything I own. Doesn't look like a lot, but when you, I think with that many colors, you don't need to unless there's a color that you see someone else use. Like a lot of times with the Copics, the way that I've done it, when I did it, I bought 2 sets originally. Well, I had gotten it, when I got my Copics, I originally got my first 3, which were all blue colors and shadow colors. I had actually done a whole picture in the Mardell Rubio books. I think it was the pumpkin colored, but I had to color with other markers because at that time I only had those 3 Copics, so I had to use another set of markers that I owned at the time to do that picture. I think we did that, if I remember correctly, we did a stream with that, with those 3 colors and other markers. But my first 3 were given to me in a sketch box, so that's what I did with that. But then what I did was I bought a basic set of colors, a skin tone set. So, and I wish I'd bought pastel colors too with that. But if you're gonna buy Copics, the way I recommend you do it is buy a skin tone set, buy a basic color set, whether that be 12 or 24 colors, buy a basic set, then buy a pastel color set. This way, But if you can't really afford to get a third set, I would recommend buy the basic set and buy a skin tone set. That way you have different colors because the skin tone sets have a lot of browns in them. Yeah, you can use the browns for different shades for shadowing and contouring pictures, or if you want to do dark skin people, you're going to need the browns. Or if you're coloring wood, you need a lot of browns. Just saying. See, but here's the thing. For me, I think it's better to that this way that people get an idea of what colors they want. That way they can see different shape, like how vibrant the colors are with the markers are for them without breaking the paint. Because sometimes, but I knew after my first 3 Copics that I fell in love with them. This is mistletoe. I think the more I use them, the more colors I realize I need because I don't have a lot. And that comes that I have like about 60 something colors and I still need more because people keep telling me, oh, you need this color, you need this color. And here's the truth about that. Realistically, only you can tell yourself what you need color wise because everybody has different needs and different taste about what they're going to use. Like I may use I may use the yellow totally than you do. But then there are colors that look so similar. You're like, nope, I don't need that. Yep, I need that. So you're gonna need different things, different needs as you go along. And I've also found that sometimes I supplement what I do with my Copics because I don't have all the colors I may need. But I have enough colors now in my Copics that I feel like even if I don't have a certain color or shade or variety, I may be able to get it in another set, another marker set. So this is one advantage to having several marker sets. Like sometimes you may not have the exact color that you need to color it, but you will have the color that you need to get it. And this is lettuce free, YG09. So, everybody has a different set. No, what everybody needs is something different. And someone said to me, "Well, I don't have the money for the Copics. I can't afford to have good markers." I go, there are plenty of other markers that are very budget friendly and are very good. Like I like my Parku, I like my Cali Arts. Everybody has something different that they like. Not everybody's going to have the same style or taste that other people have. Are these flowers or these leaves? Those are supposed to be very good, but they're like, I'm like, for the price, I'd rather just get Copics for the price. The Spectrum Noir. The Spectrum Noir you can't refill. That's the only thing I don't like about the Spectrum Noir. Like everything else about it, I tried one of them. Really, I tried one of them in the art store and I thought they were very good, but here's my problem with them. They're just as much as a Copic, and if I'm going to spend that much, I'd rather spend that on a Copic, to tell you the truth. That's okay. Begonia Pink. Thought these were leaves, but now I'm thinking they're flowers. Still gonna make them pink flowers. I remember when you see them, these they go on really dark, but sometimes they lighten up. As Anne says, they come alive afterwards. So the light markers have a really weird thing. I have one light marker that kind of becomes darker. Like lighter Copics become darker and darker Copics become lighter. Don't know what's up with that. Someone was telling me about this effect you can do with markers called feathering. I'm not really sure how it works. I saw how it was done on like I've never done it like that. I've never colored markers like that. But what's feathering is like kind of like this. Other than I'm not used to doing it like that. No, I don't think I did it correctly either the method, but someone was telling me about feathering your to feather your colors. And I have to listen to my governor today because I want to know when I'm going to reopen here in this city. Don't get me wrong, I like being home, but this is like too much for being home. And I have to make groceries, and then we all have to do things. And when this started, my mother, like before this started, my mother was out in California, and she started telling me, "Oh, Grace, you need to get this. You need to get this because we're going to be in a situation where we're going to be quarantined for a while." And so I stocked up on things before the quarantine. And then shortly before the quarantine started, there were things missing, like I couldn't get alcohol wipes, I couldn't get my wet ones. Oh, that's probably the police sirens or the ambulance. Sometimes I live in New York, so sometimes you hear ambulances and police cars and things like that. Hey, April, this is a pink color. This is begonia pink. And guys, let's see if something's wrong with this. I don't know why the lighting is not working correctly. I think I didn't do the lighting right. Oh my god, my mother's phone. I'm looking at my mother's phone. Don't think I had the brightness up right. I don't know what that song is called. It's annoying. It's fun. That's the pink. That's the begonia pink. Here's my YR16. I like YR16. This is like my favorite new Copic color in the yellows. It's like a yellow orange. It's like a pumpkin orange. This is some TV series. Oh no, don't tell me my connection is unstable. I hate when I get that list. That thing. This is YR16. This is apricot. It's a beautiful color. YR16. Every once in a while I'll do nature seeds. See, I missed the part. See, I missed the part of the wood bake. I just don't see it, but I did miss some of it. See, this is why I don't like edge work, because you always miss something. So this is YR16 apricot. This paper looks very well with the markers, but I'm sorry, but I like the old paper, the old colored books for the. I guess this is a much smoother paper than what they did in the previous books, but it's still good paper. It's just different. I don't believe I have their Dragons book. I have their Unicorns book. I have the Myth and Fantasy book. I have their Christmas coloring book, which I really like. Their Christmas book is awesome. I like the paper in it. What else do I have? I have their last Mandela's book, Mandela's 2, now Mandela's 3. Their Creative Expressions 1. Color of the Decades. I'm trying to remember how many I have, but I know I have quite a few of them. See, I wish I was in a place like this where I could be looking over the water and just relaxing. There's a nice cabin where I could relax, but then, here's the thing, when you're in a cabin, you're away from civilization and you're like, do you really want to be away from healthcare? I like the Unicorn book because it has some great stuff, but you know who has a nice unicorn book is Jade Summer has a nice unicorn book. The paper may not be the greatest, but you can work with it. I wish I'd waited for the unicorn book to come out in grayscale instead of buying it when it first came. One reason why I don't always buy all the Jade Summer books right away, because sometimes I want a grayscale edition of that book. The Jade Summer people say, well, if the line-art book doesn't sell, then we don't make a grayscale book of it. Which I understand that they put it out. I just wish that some books would lend themselves more naturally to grayscale. Like, I love their Cheapies grayscale book. Love their Mermaids grayscale book. The adult one, not the one that's more kitty-like, but the adult mermaid books. The cute fairies, the regular fairies one. Hi, Nick and Tina. We had some new books, so this is one of my new books. Are you guys streaming tonight? So, Nick, did you see Monday Night War? Me and Nick are wrestling fans. So this would be the first. This would be considered the first picture in this book to do. Mm-hmm. What was she crying about? The fact that Becky relinquished it? Or the fact that Becky was pregnant? So that's why she has to. I had a feeling there was something wrong with her, Becky, because she hadn't done the. I do too. I like orange skies. For whatever reason, I like sunsets that are like orangey. I did not need it even with a bell. This paper is really different. This will count for Collier Ford. Let's see. Do we want another picture, or have we done an hour and a half? Looking very close. So, this is the new one. This is the new book, Blissful Scenes 2 by Color It. I like sunsets. I haven't yet not been able to do I see some people do these purple sunsets. I'm like, I have not been able to figure out how to use that method of purple sunset. I saw someone who did a purple sunset up. I want to learn how to do that. So, thank you guys for coming. So we will end the stream here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. That was done with my Copics. I really liked learning that. So I want everybody to have a good evening, and hopefully I'll be able to come back in like a day or two. So I hope you guys all have enjoyed the stream, and be good to each other. Everyone have a great week. Bye, everybody. I hope to see you next time, which I don't know when will be. That will either be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday when I stream. So, it all depends on how things go day by day. Bye, everybody.